Recording.
You're recording?
I should get another beer.
You can grab one if you want real quick.
Hold on.
I can talk to the people. Cut, everybody. Now let's get back to how the CIA tried to murder Donald Trump. We're good?
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
All right, who's kicking it off?
Go for it.
And well, everybody, welcome back to Off the Jaw. After our long hiatus, so much has changed. So many things are different. For you audio listeners out there, we have a whole new angle. So if you want to see that new angle, that new, you can check out the new angle. It's very exciting. Same room, different chairs.
Different perspective, different chairs, more kickback, more laid back.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Figure we'd try something new.
Very demure.
Demure.
That's what they're saying now.
You got to keep up with the times.
I just noticed this table that we spent so much time on that you made. It's not level. My drink is tilting a little bit.
Only you would point that out.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Well, I don't know if they can tell.
No.
Probably not.
I did spend hours upon hours making that table.
Mm-hmm. And now your wife doesn't even want it anymore. So much has happened since we were here before. Since the CIA tried to kill our president, our former president. They failed. So
miserably.
They got rid of the other president.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of big news, I guess. Nobody cares. It's like
it's all on water under the bridge now.
It is funny how quickly that went away.
Exactly.
You know, like we were. So
if it was the other way around, we'd still be talking about it.
Yeah, we live near Butler, not that far. I mean, I'm in Butler.
Not that far. We're only 35, 40 minutes, maybe.
Like I'm out there like once a week, and whenever that happened, I was like, "Damn it, we should have been on the scene for that one or something." But yeah, it's already old news. It's already
like old news.
10 years ago that happened. You know.
Now we're on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, Harris.
Wow.
Kamala Harris.
Do we even need to get into this one?
Man, what if they do? You know, something big is going to happen. It's we're in the eye of the storm. It's too calm right now. You know, they're going to do something. Somebody's going to try to nuke Israel or something. Something's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen right now because everybody's walking on eggshells.
I don't know, man.
I mean, seriously. Look at the campaign advertising they're doing on TV. It's almost comical. How are you going to campaign that you're going to fix the problems that you created while in office for the last 4 years?
It's so funny to hear the way that they like totally gaslit everybody.
It's insane.
They're good at it. I mean,
what they're telling you is you, the American people, are so stupid that you're going to believe that I'm going to fix the problems I created.
Well, they don't even. They've disconnected her from the problem. She didn't have anything to do with it.
I had nothing to do with it.
She's only the vice president. Yeah.
I knew nothing.
They asked, like, you know how everybody cares what celebrities think about politics and all that. So they asked Ben Stiller what does he think about the election? He goes, I think it's time for a change. We should vote Kamala. And it's like, a change? She's
part of the problem.
She's the one that's there right now.
This is what we're talking about. It is.
I don't know, man.
It's such a farce.
See, whenever we sat down today, we're just going to go over some stuff that happened while we were out. We're just going to be light and easy. We're not going to get into politics or anything
too crazy.
Go. Yeah.
Here we go.
But, I mean, what else is there? Labor Day.
Labor Day's coming up. That's only in a couple days.
Yeah, what is that? What is it?
Labor Day?
For the folks at home, tell them what the hell Labor Day is.
It's work day.
It's work. Labor means work in Latin or Greek.
Or Greek. The Greek word for work.
President Cleveland, I'll put a picture up of him, did that for us. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm coming over here for Labor Day.
Are we?
That's what I was told.
I don't know. I just show up.
We're going swimming before you shut the pool down.
Labor Day. Everybody thinks Labor Day is the end of summer, and it's not. That's another comical thing. Oh, summer's over. Labor Day. No. September 22nd is the last day of summer.
Yeah, write it down so you don't forget.
Don't forget it. What's everybody like to do at Labor Day?
They make what? Everybody grills hot dogs, burgers.
What's better, hot dogs or hamburgers?
Listen, I'm on a no bread thing right now, so
What the hell do you mean you're on a no bread thing?
I can't comment on it. Bread is my weakness. If I think about
there
hot dogs and hamburgers,
effing way you're on a breadless.
I am.
When you eat 7 pounds of cheese.
Well, the cheese is keto.
There is no keto in the cheese.
Cheese is keto. Bread is bad. No glutens, but cheese is okay.
I mean, I just took Sage, my granddaughter, to dinner, actually lunch the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got cheese with a side of cheese.
Where do you think she got that from?
Yeah, for me.
She ordered macaroni and
mom,
cheese with a side of mozzarella cheese sticks.
That's a balanced meal.
I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, this is what B likes.
Yeah. Well, it is. She's right.
And you're worried about bread.
I'm off the bread.
You're so full of it.
I am. We'll see
so
how it goes, though. It might not. I mean, I'm still on the cheese and the bacon and the beef and all of that.
So what's the purpose
No bread, no
of
pasta,
eliminating the
man.
bread? That's like going to McDonald's, getting a double quarter pounder and asking for a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Because somehow that makes it better.
That is crazy. Remember that one time that we were in the drive-thru? We were stuck behind this lady, and she was ordering, it was just her in the car. I don't know if she was ordering for her family or if it was just her, but she was a bigger lady. She was ordering about 10 things, and then I watched you go, and a Diet Coke. And then I looked at her, and she went, and a Diet Coke.
Exactly. Because that makes it all better.
Right. It cancels it out.
2,000 calories in a Diet Coke.
Yeah. Get the jumbo size.
Yes.
Super size.
They did away with supersize.
Yeah, they had to because of that Morgan Spurlock. Didn't he die recently?
I know he turned colors. I don't know if he died or not.
I don't know. I think he did.
He turned yellow.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I heard that whole thing was bullshit. Everything, everything that comes out, everybody has to shit on it at some point.
Because everybody, thinks they have the next best thing, so everything behind it was shit.
Yeah, but anything that's out long enough, it's like, oh, that Super Size Me was like a big deal for a long time. Everybody loved it, and now it's like, oh, he turns out he was faking. Somehow he faked it. I don't know. I don't know what he did.
Everything has been, defunct.
Yeah.
Everything.
Debunked.
Debunked. Or defunct. Is it defunct or debunked?
That's the new name of our podcast.
Defunct?
Yeah, deep funked.
Deep funk.
Deep funk.
Nice.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, they're erasing history. Why not?
That is, that's what they did with Joe Biden. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's been erased. You know that picture of Stalin next to two of his right-hand men, and then 10 years later, one of them's gone. 10 years later, one of them's gone. Yeah, that's what happened to Joe Biden. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's been
If we tell Joe Biden to leave, everybody will forget what happened.
I think people forget that he's still the president of the United States.
Yes, he is. He's just not running again.
They have the DNC primary. They put him on the first night. So, let's get him out of the way so we can get the big guns. We'll get Obama out there.
Oh, God. Obama.
Yeah. Did you see that Trump used Obama? I'm going to put this.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Did you see the video of Obama when he said if he could run, they asked him if he could run for a third term?
He said if I could be behind the scenes.
If I could be behind the scenes and just call the shots.
It makes sense. I don't know. I don't know how much pull he has. I guess he did kind of change the whole party, so he is a big deal. I'm surprised why. Why does he want to? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe
he can't let go of the power.
Maybe. But that is kind of genius. Where he's like, let me just get this guy out there.
Why say it? Why put it out there?
Yeah. Well, he did it.
He did. He said it.
And then word on the street is he's the one who got him to drop out. They put that tweet out.
There's no way he was going to win.
No. That's when they decided they were done with him. They're like, all right, we'll move on to the next guy.
He's a puppet.
Next woman.
Now she's the puppet.
Yeah.
Mike, how can you even listen to her talk? As soon as she starts talking, you go, did you seriously graduate from college? Do you have a degree in anything?
Listen, let's not get into her credentials. She said, she stole McDonald's valor. That's what I heard. She claimed, because you know how it is when they're like, when I was a teenager, I worked at McDonald's. People are digging into the records now, trying to find out whether or not she
I swear to God, if I hear one more thing about a bus, I'm going to lose my shit.
Doesn't everybody just love a yellow
Look at all the yellow
school
bus.
Raise your hand if you rode a bus to school.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if there was Wi-Fi and USB ports and a bus?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't it also be cool if we bombed third world countries and then we took all your money and then we got you a bus with Wi-Fi? Wouldn't that just solve the problem?
I can't even believe she said that.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is screwed. I don't even know. It's you can only laugh at it now.
She reminds me of Sarah Palin.
She might be worse. At least,
if they were to talk side by side, they would be the same person.
They should have a debate. Get the two of them together. They should have a podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What an amazing podcast that would be.
What would you call it? Nayland Palin, and
I just can't believe, like I said, even her campaign that she's doing, even some of the campaign slogans she's running. Like, why do we keep going back to politics? It's like we can't stop.
Listen, it's taken over.
We just can't stop.
I'm trying to get away. You know what I did today? Like on the way here, because I've only been listening to podcasts for the past year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to put on some music. I'm like, oh, things are so much better when I'm not paying attention to how shitty everything is.
And I have so many people on Facebooks that just want to bash Trump, and I'm like, is that all you can do? Is that all you can do is just talk about, oh, he's a felon and a crook and a whatever, and you're completely oblivious and blind to what your own party's doing?
Yeah, I don't know how that can be ignored. I've been trying to, and she'll watch this. I've been trying to red pill my sister a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, she's we were talking, I see her every weekend, and she's like, oh, we just had to go this morning and get our next booster. And I was like, people still do that? And she was like, yeah, that's just what you do. Like, that's what, and I'm like, I'm in a different world. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't even imagine that. And then she's like, well, the stuff that you talk about, I can't even imagine. I'm not in that world at all. So I'm like, all right, well, let's I start sending her the stuff that I watch, and she's like, oh, I've never even heard anybody talk about that. And I'm like, wow, we really are in totally different bubbles. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it's she doesn't even hear the shit that I hear. It's just crazy.
I can't talk politics with my wife. She just flips the switch. She doesn't want to even want to talk about it.
I know. Whenever she brought up the day after the thing happened in Butler, I was driving past Butler, and she called me for work, and I was like, hey, I'm driving by there right now. There's a bunch of cops out there. She's like, oh, don't get me started. I don't even think he was really shot. And I'm like, I sent her. I'm like, here's the evidence. Here's the picture. And she's like, I don't even care. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, she just has no interest in politics whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, because what can you do about it?
You can't. Well, we could pick the lesser of two evils.
Which is, why don't we pick the greatest evil?
The greatest evil?
The greater evil.
The greater evil.
Yeah.
The cosmic god of evil.
Are we talking Lovecraft, or are we talking Cthulhu?
Cthulhu.
You should put that on a shirt.
I think we will.
Because,
vote for Cthulhu.
They say that all the time. Let's vote for the lesser of two evils. How about no? How about if you're going to go evil, why not go full evil? Yes. Yeah. The greatest cosmic evil.
Cosmic evil.
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody out there even... Do people know what Cthulhu is?
People do. Nerds do.
Are we a nerd because we know?
I don't think so.
I don't really consider myself a nerd. I'm not smart enough.
I'm not even sure what book that started from. I don't know if it's Mountains of Madness or...
I just have a lot of knowledge that doesn't go away.
You just random stuff that,
just sticks in my head.
I get that all the time.
I tell my wife all the time because, I'm 51 years old. I'm still analog.
Yeah, you haven't gone digital.
I haven't gone digital yet, so it takes me a while to figure out where it is. Right. I'm still opening filing cabinets.
Yeah. You got the Rolodex.
Yeah, you got the Rolodex. Pull that out. Flip. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. No, for me, it's just a constant barrage of just shotgun spray of every time while you're talking, should I say that? Should I say this? This is what pops into my head when you're talking, and every now and then I do, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't where I should have taken it. You know what I mean?
I love having conversations with people, and they'll look at me and go, how do you know that? Am I not supposed to know that? Is it only privileged to your information?
Yeah.
Or did you look at me like I was a moron and I didn't really know what you were talking about?
Yeah, maybe.
I always thought if you played stupid, people would literally just open up and tell you things because they think you're stupid.
Now, here's a theory. Now, this is the constant barrage of information. That's what I got was Darth Jar Jar Binks. So there's a theory about Jar Jar that the whole time he was intended to be kind of like in Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. There's a stupid character who just gets really lucky and just happens to slip in and out of all of the, he survives when he shouldn't. He gets promotions when he shouldn't. All of that stuff. That's what Jar Jar was. That was the plan the whole time. Just like how George Lucas said, we're on a whole Star Wars thing now. George Lucas said,
we're going to go Star Wars.
This is what happens when I just let it,
yes. Okay, let's go.
But he said that, the prequels and they're not the same, but they rhyme. which is like there's similar themes that play throughout them. So like just like how Yoda was a bumbling idiot who you didn't think was the Jedi Master, and then you find out that he is, and you're shocked. That was supposed to be the same thing with Jar Jar. You were supposed to find out in the second movie that he was evil and that he was a Sith Lord. But then the reception to him in Phantom Menace was so bad, everybody hated him so much that they were like, well, we can't do that now because everyone hates him. And I'm like, you should have kept that.
That's right.
That would have been the biggest reveal ever. They're like, if you find out that Jar Jar's the big evil, but, you know, and he wasn't just like some idiot who gets lucky. He was like, that was all planned.
That was planned,
you know?
yeah.
Which would have been amazing. I think it would have made the prequels better.
It would have made it better because Disney has destroyed Star Wars.
Yeah, you know what's funny is everybody hated the prequels, and now it's like, please give us something like that again. It's gotten so much worse.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And George Lucas was a genius, anyways, because I used to laugh all the time, you know, because he comes up with the character Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know, and Luke Skywalker doesn't know that he's his father, but it's hysterical because the word Vader in German means father.
Yeah, no, it is. Nobody saw it coming.
It's like it's still people are like, what?
Yeah. Well, like, so the Acolyte got canceled already. That was another Star Wars spin-off. And that one was it's like, I don't want to speak out of school on it because I haven't watched it. I've just seen clips of like, they are, you know how like Anakin was kind of a miracle birth born from midichlorians?
Yes.
You know, there's like a whole cult of women that do that. And their whole thing is like, it's very like feminist woman power. We don't need no man. We just birth from midichlorians, you know?
Exactly. We don't need no man.
And it got canceled.
But it's hysterical because now Disney has spun that off in so many directions that, you know, Anakin Skywalker isn't even the most powerful Jedi now.
Oh, he's not?
No, there's more out there now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Now the stakes were just low. Like, you like retroactively lower the stakes on everything else. When you're like, oh, like Anakin was special. That's why we're telling this story. He's different, whatever. And now it's like, oh, he's not different.
Yeah.
You know, he's not special.
Yeah. Like there's so many other Sith Lords out there that were more powerful than Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
It is weird that like the more they expand the universe, the less important the original was. Yeah. They're doing that with everything now. Did you see the new Deadpool Wolverine?
No, I haven't, so don't say anything about it.
Okay. Well, it is good.
Yeah, I love the first two.
Yeah.
You know, some people said the second one wasn't as good as the first one, but I liked them both. I think the first one was better than the second, but I still like them both.
I think in the order of how good they are, 1 and 3 are tied, and then 2 is just below. But I mean, it's really good.
Good.
Just the amount of like, I won't spoil it for you, but the amount of cameos and people they bring in from other universes and stuff is amazing.
But they kept doing that in the first two. They would throw little spoofs here and there.
They went crazy with it this time.
And if you paid attention, you would catch it. You're like, oh, did I just see that?
Well, they hide a lot of little stuff in there, and I love how they got Hugh Jackman to come in for this movie because Deadpool has been talking about him since the first, you know what I mean? Just
I think it was the very first one.
Yeah, and the second one. But yeah, they found a way to bring him back, which I liked a lot. Like they found a way to bring him back where it makes sense within the universe. You know,
I'm surprised Hugh Jackman he even did it.
Well,
because he said he was done doing it.
He did say he was done. According to him, through an interview that I saw, he said it was like the week after he announced his retirement. He got asked to do that. He's like, oh, shit, I just said I was done.
I just said I was done.
Yeah. But I'm glad it happened. I hope they don't run it into the ground though. Like,
well, if Disney gets it, they will.
They'll do 4 more of them, and
Disney will spin it off, and there'll be little Deadpool, and Deadpool and the Seven Dwarfs, and
they'll do Dogpool and all
what is
that
up
stuff.
with Disney?
What specifically? What
did you see that Disney? A gentleman was trying to sue Disney because his wife passed away from an allergy.
I did see
a food allergy
in
one of their restaurants, and then Disney came out of nowhere and said, "You can't sue us because of the clause you signed." When you signed up for Disney Stream or Disney Plus,
yeah,
and you bought tickets online for Epcot, so therefore you can't sue us.
It's also like, what have I agreed to? I'm going back in my head like, what have I agreed to?
Like, what?
It's like that episode of South Park whenever they sign the terms and conditions, and it like you've signed up to be
30 pages later, it was in there somewhere.
Yeah, it was.
So they said that you cannot sue them. It has to go to arbitration.
You know, I think about those. Like you saw that they have a since Fox is owned by Disney now. Like they had a Deadpool and Wolverine employed by Disney. Like they have a little skit like they do in when you go to the Disney parks and stuff, and all the characters come out. They had one with Deadpool and Wolverine where Deadpool said something like, "Oh, he probably didn't read the terms and conditions. I'll cut that in there." But and it made me think, like, in this country, Disney can murder your wife and then have Deadpool make a joke about it, and you can't sue them.
You can't sue them.
Like, not like, I don't know.
Well, Disney got slammed. Now they're backtracking. And they waived their arbitration rights, so now they're going to go to court.
Okay. So now they're just going to destroy him in court.
And the guy's not even... The sad part, this guy was suing for like $50,000 to cover his wife's funeral expenses and stuff. Yeah. He's not even asking for like $100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
They're like, no, you said you can't sue us because you signed up for Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's like whenever
if you people signed up for Disney Plus, all of you Disney Plus people out there, you can no longer sue Disney.
I can't. I have it. I can't sue them.
Yep, it's in the clause.
So I can't go there.
What a way to throw that in there without people noticing it.
I mean, honestly, it's smart. You know?
Go to our amusement park or fall off the ride. Sorry, can't sue us.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one who signed it.
You signed it.
Idiot. Now look at you, dead.
Just insane.
Yeah, now look at you. You died. You died at our park.
I'm just wondering how many clauses have I signed, or how many things have I signed up for that has that clause in it? Like, I signed up for Hulu. I signed up for Amazon Prime. Is that all in there? I don't pay attention to that 30 pages of crap that you have to skim through.
I mean, forget Hulu and Disney Plus and stuff, because I'm sure all of that's in there. But what about, like, the McDonald's mobile app? You know what I mean? Because you have to sign, you have to agree.
I don't have it, but yeah.
I don't either, but like, or like
I have Wendy's.
The Starbucks app or the Wendy's app, and they say like,
Do you think it's in there? I never paid attention to it.
We should.
Like when it says, "Do you agree to the terms?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I don't sit there and read all that.
We'll start reading through that. You forfeited your right.
I forfeited my right. If anything
to
happens, I can no longer sue Wendy's. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's in there. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, we actually love Wendy's.
I like Wendy's a lot.
Wendy's sponsor us.
I like the salads and the chicken wraps.
You know what, their salads are always good.
Yes. Because I don't do bread.
So use promo code JAW.
I'm off the bread.
Off the jaw. You make fun of me, but just wait until I'm ripped after.
You're ripped after what?
After I quit this bread.
Your 6 pounds of mac and cheese?
Yeah. I got to just shed this bread weight. I can stick to the cheese. That's what they say. They say, you're on keto? Don't worry. Have all the cheese you want. So,
wow.
I'll let you know. I'm the guinea pig for it. And
let's see what happens.
I mean, plenty of people have done it and succeeded. But they don't eat cheese like I eat cheese. So
you're beyond. You have a cheese drawer.
Yeah. No. I had to get rid of that. No, wait. No, we have a cheese drawer.
I was going to say, you have a cheese drawer.
Yeah. I had to get rid of the cheese cupboard, but I still have the cheese drawer. So.
Wow.
Technically, you're right. Yeah. I'm into health now. I'm a health guy.
You're a health nut because you gave up bread?
Yeah. So now I can lecture other people.
Speaking whatever you want, just give up bread.
Yeah, speaking of which, I gave up pasta too. Well, I'm trying to. Bread and pasta.
Please tell me you're not going, I'm going to eliminate all carbs.
I'm trying.
That doesn't work.
Except for cheese. Speaking of which, though, Lizzo, have you seen Lizzo? She's losing weight now. Because she was one of those, she was like...
I don't remember how big she was.
That was like her whole thing. She was always like a, you're beautiful at any size kind of person. And she's very popular, and I like her. But I don't really like the message of like, you can be healthy at any size, because you can't.
You can't. You cannot be healthy at any size.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But she's exercising and losing weight. It doesn't seem like she's taking some Ozempic miracle drug that'll kill you in 5 years or anything like that. It looks like she's like exercising, and which I think is great. She's like a role model for a lot of kids, and like even though I don't think she should really be a role model, but the fact that she's bettering herself is good. And of course, like a lot of her fan base is like, how dare you get healthy? You're supposed to be the fat icon, Like they get mad at her for getting. It's like the same thing happened to Adele.
Yeah.
When Adele got in shape.
About they just want to be healthy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but being fat is not healthy. It's just not. I mean, you have issues later on down the road.
Right. Eventually, it'll catch up to you, which is why I've made this commitment.
So I don't know. I never understood that one. No one's saying that you're not beautiful. You're not a special person, but you got to be healthy.
Well, it also is.
But you also don't have to be a twig.
Oh no, yeah, definitely not. But it's also like whenever Victoria's Secret changes their advertising, whatever, like all of those big brands, they change their advertising to be like, this is the new standard of beauty, and it's like I get what you're trying to do, but it's kind of obvious what you're, I don't know how to explain it. When you go to Target and you see like here's the women's section and it shows all the models on there and you're like, nobody looks like this. They found the most rare, ugly person who's, overweight and missing teeth or whatever it is. And they're like, this is what beautiful is now. Put it up there. And I'm like, my 7-year-old will laugh. She doesn't know any better. She goes, look at that. And I'm like, yeah, even she knows it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Can't take some homeless person off the road. Stick them in there.
I don't know.
No, that's crazy.
It does seem like stuff is kind of changing now, though. It doesn't seem.
But the whole problem is, whatever you want to be, it is what it is. That's your life. You want to be obese, be obese. You want to be skinny, be skinny. You want to be, a fake doll because you have so much plastic surgery. Go be it.
Furries.
You want to be furries, whatever. But you can't tell me I have to accept it. You can't tell me it's the new norm, so you need to deal with it.
Yeah, very true. How about fuck you?
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Definitely. I've never been... The thing is like, it's more the media than anything. It's more the news and stuff. Because, like, I've never encountered a person in real life who has, like, enforced their lifestyle on me and made me say I have to accept it. Because... has that ever happened to you? Have you ever encountered anybody who's been like, I need you to respect my pronouns? I mean, maybe it's just because we don't live in the city. We don't live, like, we're in Pennsylvania. Maybe it's not that extreme here. But if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, like, whatever, you see a lot of that. But I've never really encountered it in real life,
I don't know. I mean, I've been corrected where I called a person a ma'am and she said, no, I'm a sir. And I'm like, you have tits. That's why I said it, ma'am.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the part that drives me crazy is, you can't have, like, you're dressing like a feminine or you're not trying to hide it. So how am I supposed to know what you are? So if I address you because that's how I was raised, ma'am, sir, thank you, please, all that. And I see you now, excuse me, ma'am. And you turn around and go, no, I'm a sir.
Yeah. Well, then what do?
I'm like,
do you just say, like, okay?
No, say,
sure.
Sorry, sir. That's what I said. Sorry, sir. Move on. Because I there's no way I am going to drop to that level and have a conversation with that person.
Let's do a role play here where I'll be the guy who you're the trans person, okay? So I'll walk in and I'm buying a dildo or whatever, cigarettes.
Why a dildo?
Let's just say I'm buying a
What the?
Let's just say I'm buying a rubber carrot for decoration.
Is that code for dildo? Rubber carrot?
In the community.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm the guy. I'm walking in. Ding, 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 bong. Oh, hey, how's it going, sir? Can I get a hostess?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, sir. Can I get hostess Little Debbie?
Are you talking
snacks?
to me?
Yeah.
I'm not a sir.
Oh, my bad, bitch. Whoa!
I'm sorry, bitch. Can you give me my shit?
Listen up, bitch. This how you want to be a woman? Oh, sorry.
Oh my.
No offense to the bitches out there.
Wow. That's a good one. What's up, bitch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you ever see like I don't even like getting into that stuff because it's not a big deal to me. Like, and I also don't want to come across as like that I have anything against.
It's nothing about that. It's what they try to do is get you to engage in whatever it is they want to talk about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They want to make a scene. They want, to engage in this, you don't respect me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how am I? It's nothing about that. It's just you want to make something for yourself.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, like it is, I don't know, just because I haven't really encountered that in my life, like I'm always respectful to anybody, even if it's obvious they're some kind of twisted freak. I'm too polite to them, you know what I mean? But I've never been in a situation where I've had to, like, I've never had an altercation with somebody who's demanded I acquiesce to their lifestyle or whatever. So,
and anytime you see that on YouTube, I see that a lot on YouTube. They purposely are trying to engage in conflict.
Oh, of course.
And they're carrying the cell phone around because they want to record it because they don't care that, you made a mistake or whatever. They want to blow it out of proportion so they can get views. That's all they care about.
But then it's ammunition for anybody else who says like, see, look how crazy they are. You know what I mean? So it's like you're making it all look bad. But then also that gets amplified by the people who want to sow divisions between all of us, Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. But generally speaking, like, because I know some people who are whatever part of the LGBTQ, AAIP, W217, ZZQQQ community. And
I figured out what we're going to do.
What?
I'll cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But for now on, since we don't know what gender they want to go by. Now we're doing seasonal genders. I can't even believe this one. They identify their gender by seasons. So in the summertime they may feel feminine, but in the winter they're male. So they're switching their gender.
That's weird. That's some sort of
that's mental.
Yeah. That's like an ancient chimera, like some kind of demon. Like, you ever see the movie Splice? It's like that.
Like that.
That's,
Yes.
It's like an evolutionary trick where it's like, psych, now it's...
Like,
now
wait a
it's
minute,
winter.
you just told me to address you as sir, now I got to address you as ma'am?
Yeah, well, I've changed.
I've changed. You can't have that.
Right, well, now I'm feeling...
So you know what we're going to do?
What?
If we have to conform to that,
Sure.
if they want us to say, you have to address me as ma'am or sir, even when they're not, then I want to be addressed as King Sean.
Your Highness.
When someone says to me, I'll be like, no, I am King Sean.
Yeah, see, I think we can get even a little more creative with that but I mean, I feel like Your Highness is good. Like I identify as Your Highness, but you could make it even crazier to kind of showcase the absurdity of it.
Yes.
So you could be like,
"Sorry, are you talking to me? You need to address me properly."
How should I address you?
I'm King Sean.
Oh, sorry.
Your Majesty. There you go.
Sorry, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how it all started anyways. Every king, somewhere at the beginning of time, self-appointed themselves as king.
Yeah. Well, let's just do that. Say, hey guys, this obviously isn't working. Make me your king and I will provide whatever you want.
We might be onto something.
To all of your wishes and dreams can be reality.
Give me the power of king.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make all the problems go away.
Yeah, sounds like a great campaign. I mean, it's pretty much what they do already.
What they do anyways.
Please, make me the leader, and I will...
If you vote for me, in day one, I will fix all the problems that I created. Wait a minute, that's already a campaign slogan.
Yeah, that's true. You can't take that one.
I can't
It's
take
already
that
been
one.
taken.
Who's doing that?
Kamala.
Yeah, Camelot.
Yeah. You know what I think is a big
Camelot.
mistake? Have you heard Trump calling her, like, and I call her Comrade Kamala? she's a Marxist. You know, like...
Oh, yeah, he does.
I feel like that's a mistake.
He is. I wish he would shy away from that and just literally attack her.
Like, it's so much easier.
Yeah, it's so much easier to attack her on the merits that she's already done.
Right.
It's so easy. It's like, why stoop to that level?
See, I miss the 2016 Trump who would have said, look at this fucking idiot. You know? Like, that's what I want to see. Is be like, have you seen this bitch? You know, that's what I want to see. Let's, you know, because they're not, they just tried to have you killed, man. You should be going all out. You got RFK on your side now?
You see the one advertisement where she is trying to say with Donald Trump gets in president that he will use his power to avenge himself.
I've heard the media say that. Yeah. Which
she just did a campaign like that.
You know what's funny?
So you know what that tells me?
What?
Are they that fucking scared? Like, if this man gets president, we're screwed.
Well, it's almost like you're snitching on yourself because
exactly.
You're saying like, hey, we fucked him so bad that if he gets into power, like we are screwed. You know what I mean? Like that's what
that's
you're
exactly
saying.
what it's coming off as.
Yeah, it just makes you look bad. And also, like, if they were, you know, if they arrested me, you know, he has a mugshot. If they gave you like
he's a felon now.
They make you a felon. They try to shoot you. In Butler, of all places. Yep. Who wants to die in Butler? Seriously.
Exactly. The guy sitting on the roof for like 30 minutes and nobody saw him?
Yeah, he was just hanging out. Listen, dude, if I go on Roblox and say the N-word right now, they will have my address in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
They will know my background. They'll know where I work. They'll know all my priors. They'll know everything about me. This kid can just take a rifle, go up on a rooftop, hang out, you know, like...
And he had a Slurpee.
Yeah. And he
took his time.
He had a rangefinder.
Yep.
I think he jerked off up there. Like, who knows what the fuck he was doing.
Well, the bad part is you know, the FBI sniper was like, hey, I got this guy on the roof.
Yeah. Well, even the local cops were like, hey.
Like, what do you want me to do? Nothing.
Yeah. It's wild. I mean, obviously, like, you can only make fun of their incompetence for so long before you're like, oh, like, they actually aren't incompetent. They just let it happen on purpose. Yeah. But... yeah, you think they can't find anything out about this kid? Like, they find out, if they want to, they will find out everything about you. There's a reason why they're not like...
oh, yeah, that's what they said. We can't find anything about him.
Right, they couldn't get into his phone. They're like, we think he's registered a Republican, and they're like...
we can't pull the phone records because we called him and told him to do it.
Yeah, they actually found, like, metadata from a phone that goes from the FBI office to his house back to the FBI office. Yeah. We were like, oh, okay, nothing to see.
No, nothing to see here.
Yeah. And it is crazy. I don't know if people, like, just don't hear that. Like, when I think of people like my sister, I'm like, I send her stuff like that because I'm like, you're probably not hearing that. Like, that they found a phone that goes from his house to the FBI office and back, and it's like, that should be the biggest story.
Bang.
You know?
Done.
I don't know. Like, it's not and no normal kid. Nobody's ever been... the FBI doesn't come to my house, you know?
No. All those files will be locked up and the vault won't be open for 150 years.
Yeah. Dude, imagine... I know it'll never happen, but imagine Trump gets in and he appoints RFK to be the head of the CIA, and he gets to, like, disclose who killed his dad and his uncle. Like, how amazing would that be?
That'd be insane.
Finally gets his revenge. But they'll make him, like an environmental expert or something. Like, I hope he gets to be a part of the administration because I like RFK and he's very good on...
well, the Kennedy family already debunked him.
Yeah, how
do you just do that?
That is crazy because I think about what it would take for me to do, like... I mean, those people are obviously on somebody's payroll and they're like, to get your whole family to turn against you like that. And also, like, Bobby Kennedy, he's... by all accounts, like, as far as politicians go, because he's not really one. He was an environmental lawyer. His dad was a politician or whatever, but he's one of the only good ones. Like, if you're looking at, like, him, Kamala, Joe Biden, and Trump, like, RFK is obviously the most, like, honest and has the most integrity, and it's like they just write him off as a crazy, evil person. I don't know. I don't get it. I like him, and I hope he gets... like, he's very big on health, which I love. He wants to, like, that's why I quit bread. No. No, but he's very big on health and, like, seed oils and just how we're being poisoned by the pharmaceutical industry, by, you know, the foods that we eat and stuff. And
yeah, but this is nothing new. This has been going on for a long
nobody else is
time.
really talking about it. Like no president is saying like, here's what's killing our children. Instead of worrying about the health insurance, because that's what they say. Oh, we'll make it cheaper for you to go to your doctor. We'll make insulin cheaper. Whatever. They never talk about like, okay, well, why is everyone sick in the first place? Yes. You know, that's what RFK is talking about. Which I want to hear more of that. You know, like, oh, why is 1 out of every 3 children in America obese? That's wasn't like that 50 years ago. You know, like why does everybody have diabetes now? Where does that come from?
Jeez. I wonder where that comes from.
I don't know.
Who knows? I'm waiting for the next pandemic to hit.
Oh, it's coming.
It should be firing up here in the next month or so.
You think that's what it'll be? You think it'll be another sickness, or do you think it'll be like? I feel like it's going to be a war. Or
it's going to be something to distract you.
It will certainly be that,
because that's the Democratic. That's their trickery. That's what they do.
I mean, that's like a deep state thing. I think is like. I mean, it's too quiet right now. They're like, they went so far to try to, in my opinion, obviously, allegedly, they went so far to try to kill Trump. They removed Biden. And it's like, okay, now we're just going to be, what, now everything's okay? No, it's not. Something's coming.
New campaign. Yeah, we're going to run the campaign as like, nobody knows what we did. And we're going to fix everything.
Yeah. Elect me and I'll fix what happened.
I just can't get past it. It drives me crazy every time I see it.
Yeah. You know, and she wouldn't do an interview, which like makes sense to me because it's like, yeah, if you are that much.
You saw the last interview she did.
Which one was that? The school bus one?
Oh no, the one where the borders are fine, but she didn't go to, but she's never been there.
We're doing great on the borders.
Yeah. You ever been to the border?
Well, I haven't been to France either.
Such a moron.
Like, you're in charge of the border, lady.
That's your job.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's got the border's got like, there's so much. I don't even like. I want to get into this stuff, but I also feel like everybody who's listening either doesn't care or already knows, or you know what I mean. So it's like.
So I had a friend. This is what drives me crazy. I was talking to somebody on Facebook. And they were just bashing Trump. And that's fine, whatever. You don't like Trump, you don't like Trump.
Right.
I get it. But I flipped it on her, and I was like, well, I can do that too. And I started posting all the stuff about, Biden and the Democratic Party. And I'm slamming her every single time that she does it.
Uh-huh.
And then she goes, well, Trump's a felon. And I'm like, is that all you got?
You know what you say to that? You say, you know who else was a felon? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I should have.
Jesus Christ.
So I said, is that all you got? And so she puts me on this list. And I just fired back with another list.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, so you enjoy high inflation and all this, blah, blah, blah. You know what she said?
What?
I'd rather do that than have a felon as a president.
Oh, Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
Is this is what I'm talking about. This is all they can say.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's also like if you see the bigger picture and you're like, oh, the deep state's trying to get rid of him, they're going to make him a felon. I don't know. It's like, I could give it more examples, but like Jesus is the first one that comes to your head. It's like Jesus was also arrested and killed. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make him automatically the bad guy if he was. Like, I don't know.
In
how
that time, whatever,
or like you think of
he went against the norm.
All the examples are escaping me right now. But you think of like somebody like Galileo. Obviously, I'm not comparing Trump to Galileo or Jesus for that matter. But
don't do that.
But you think of like, Galileo was arrested by his government because he didn't believe that the sun revolved around the earth or whatever, and it's like that doesn't make him the bad guy just because he was arrested and charged, or like. Socrates was killed by his own government for corrupting the youth by, like, actually teaching them. And he might have been having sex with them. We don't know. But
they killed Caesar, too.
Yeah, they did kill Caesar. Yeah. I don't know. They're gonna try to kill him again. Trump. They're gonna try to kill him.
Something will happen.
Or RFK.
I don't know.
I saw an excellent Babylon Bee. They're like The Onion satire. The publication The Onion. They've been around for a long time. They do jokes and stuff. There's one, but it's like it's ran by people who are Christian, That's called the Babylon Bee, but they put one out, and then it's a fake headline, and it says like Trump brings RFK onto his team because he wants somebody to draw all the sniper fire away from himself. Oh, God. It's like, perfect, yeah, get a Kennedy, he'll absorb all the bullets.
That's another one, boy. I tell you what, you can't have a conversation with a deep Christian.
You think?
You can't.
I never really tried to.
Oh,
You just kind of
go sideways real fast.
You just nod your head and you say, yes, of course.
I try to debate with one a deep Christian.
Yeah.
I tried to explain to him, like Christianity wasn't the first religion.
Yes.
Actually, Christianity evolved from pagan.
It's a mishmash of...
Yeah. So it just adopted the holidays and changed them. And they're like, oh, no. Christianity was... They honestly want to believe that the Bible somehow formed out of the air and the words just appeared on the pages.
Yeah, I don't know if I've never spoken to anybody like that on that level.
And let's get to the point where I can't have a conversation with, because once you go to that level, there's no reason to talk anymore, because nothing you say is going to radiate into their brain anyways.
Right, which is the same with like any ideologue or any like religious zealot, where it's like, there's nothing I can say that'll make you even consider what I'm saying at all. So it's like, I'll just walk away. There's no use.
Like you can go back in history and you can just document it, and they'll be like, "Oh no, history's wrong."
Yeah,
they're just saying that to brainwash you.
Well, listen, as a crazy person, I think that is true a lot of times. Sometimes they are.
History is not always right. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history that is wrong, or let's just say dumbed down.
Oh, for sure. Listen, Allie and I got into, when we were on our trip, we mentioned it before, we were taking a trip to the woods, get a cabin and stuff. We did go on that trip, and we had, the one night we were just hanging out, drinking, watching TV, and we got into this big conversation, and I was dumping out all my conspiracies on her because she was like actually curious for one. So I'm like, yes, here's everything I got. And then we got to the end of it, and she's like, well, then how do you believe anything? And I'm like, well, it got to the point where it's like, I don't know, we can't prove anything if you weren't there witnessing it. And she's like, other than the fact that I know that a man and a woman create a baby, because I've experienced that, I know nothing else. And I'm like, you know what? Me too. But I guess we don't really know shit. You know what I mean? When you really dig down and you're like, oh, you could say something as simple as like, oh, obviously we went to the moon. And you're like, well, how do you know? You know what I mean? And I know that that's like a cliche one, but it's like, you really don't know anything. Or you could even say, well, I don't know. You dig down enough and you're like,
you can do anything. Yeah. And we'll get into that too, because I want to do some conspiracy theories. Yeah. We keep saying that, and then we always switch subjects.
Yeah, well, we can never stay on it. I'm going to make an outline.
The problem is if we start talking about conspiracy theories,
they all branch off.
Right, like all these up here. Exactly. As soon as you say one thing, I'll bring up another one, and we'll switch subjects, and we'll go to a different one.
I know. And I was trying to explain, like, whenever I was talking to Allie the other night, and I was like, okay, well, here's what's happening. Well, because this happened. Well, these two families, they did that, and then, well, actually, before that, and I'm like, I got nowhere, because you can't.
You just confused it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I try that with Charity, and she just looks at me with this blank stare.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you talking to me?
I think that's the move. That's Zen Buddha. You just say, I don't give a fuck at all. That's what you do.
Women are the masters.
Right.
We pretend that we are, but we're not.
Yeah. Well, I know I worry. It is funny you talk to somebody like that, where like I've talked to her before, because I get really into stuff, and I'm like, I need to figure this out. I need to solve this. Mm-hmm. She's like, why the fuck do you even care? And I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
She does too. She'll hit you hard, right. And you'll be like,
that's the way to do it. Yeah, right. What can I do? I'm gonna get lunch. Mm-hmm. Because I'll spend hours being like, no, you don't understand. The CIA is, and then it's like, okay, so what if it was? How does that change anything?
Does it change anything? No.
Right.